There's 100 or so days of summer vacation when he comes along just to end it. Our class's problem is spreading data and finding a good way to make it. Like maybe Elliot, you and our famous director, or Patrick running on the Zoom. Kate and Eric making the cuts, or Peyton holding up the boom. Zane clicking buttons, making the stuff, or Lachlan mixing the board. Griffin doing sports, Seth saying words, or making our teacher record. Anyways, that's all of the crew, and we hope you all enjoyed.
I'm not on Zoom!
Good morning, Alaska. My name is Griffin.
And my name is Seth, and today is February 2nd, 2022.
Alaska still has the highest rates of COVID spread in the nation and continuing hospital staff shortages, so stay safe out there, Alaska. In other news, Alaska Governor Mike Dunleavy hopes to link the Port of Alaska with the struggling Port Mackenzie and Mat-Su with the new regional port authority, as well as $175 million in state funding, although this plan is not getting any support from people in Anchorage or the Mat-Su. Now over to Lachlan on Zoom.
Thanks, Griffin and Seth. Welcome, Dr. Johnson. Welcome, Dr. Allman. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great, thank you. How about you?
Good.
Doing great. All right. Well, what are the updates, Dr. Allman?
Well, I think we should just celebrate that it's February. That's one, right? The light is starting to come back. I think we all noticed that this week when the sun was really out and we had a blue sky, at least in Anchorage. So that always means good things. I think if we're being honest, this is kind of the third quarter slump where energy is a little bit lower, and I'm anticipating a rebound pretty soon. Lots of kind of events coming up in the spring, especially for seniors. And I think we're hoping to be able to do those if Omicron is in a better place. At least as a school, it seems like we're heading in the right direction. And I hope everyone else is too. It's been a tough January, just kind of trying to keep schools open, staffed, keep people at least at a basic energy level. So those are all small successes, I think, hopefully that we can build on moving forward.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I've been pretty out of it the last few episodes. What about you, Dr. Johnson?
Well, good morning. And first of all, Lakeland, I want to say to your teacher, you should get an A+ for hosting. Bubbly, energetic. You're doing fantastic. So way to go. It's great to be here with you this morning. Today's Groundhog Day. I'm sure you all knew that. So I looked before we got on, and he did see his shadow. So I guess that's supposed to mean 6 more weeks of winter. Don't know what that means for Alaska, but the rest of the world seems to celebrate that. Groundhog Day started in 1887, oddly enough, by a group of groundhog hunters. So how that turned into Groundhog Day, I didn't read far enough to figure that out. In terms of update, legislative session, yesterday I participated in a hearing on Senate Bill 72, which I think you all should be interested in. It's a bill on civics education and would require high school students to get a civics education, which I think is great, form of government, some history of our country, things like that. And then to take a test like folks do that want to become US citizens. It's not a super hard test, but it asks questions like what form of government do we have? What is the rule of law in the land? What is the Constitution? That sort of thing. And one reason folks feel like that's important is because for people 45 years old and younger, only 19% could get a 60% on that test. Everybody got below that. So there is a need for that kind of instruction, and Senator Stevens introduced a bill. I don't know if it'll go anywhere, but on the legislators' webpage, there's all kinds of documents, including the citizenship test that other folks take. So sometime take a look at that and look at the kind of questions folks have to answer to become a citizen of our country if you weren't born here. But that's about it. Great to see you. Hope you have a great Wednesday.
Thanks. All right, back to Griffin and Seth.
Okay, Alaska, for sports this week, we have some upsetting news, starting with Tom Brady has made it official that he's retiring after 22 seasons and 7 Super Bowls.
That's crazy. He's been in the NFL longer than we've been alive. That's
Yeah,
crazy to
that
think
is
about.
kind of crazy. And speaking of Super Bowls, this year it'll be the Rams and the Bengals, so start doing your research and planning those bets for the family. Locally, Peter Bly of Chugiak has barely beat West's Murphy Kimball, who is ranked number 2 in the nation during the high school Nordic skiathlon. Also, Bethel musher Pete Kraser put Jeff King's Kuskokwim 300 record in sight with 6 wins. On another note, Olympians in snow sports worry as winter disappears from the Winter Games, and in some locations, the temperature ranges up to 50 degrees. And finally, Mat-Su officially launches the host duties of the 2024 Arctic Winter Games. And that's all for sports. Back to you, Griffin.
Thanks, Seth. I think that's all we got today. Remember, Alaska, if you have any questions, submit them at southvote.com. And as always, follow us on Instagram at SAHSTheDen. And remember to
Keep your claws sharp, Wolverines.